Hi, I'm Malcolm Dewey. In this video I'm going to look at the paper required for pastel painting. One of the problems I've found not living in a major city centre is that it's difficult to find paper for pastel painting. Good quality paper is essential, but I could only import it or find it in one or two cities, and it was very expensive. I also like to get different colored paper, but I wasn't sure what it would look like or the texture of the paper, so I looked at another alternative which turned out to work really well, and that is using rough watercolor paper, and that I could tone to whatever color I wanted using watercolors or even acrylic paint. But I found watercolor gave the best results, and it made a real difference in the final painting. So I'm going to show you very quickly how to make and tone your own pastel painting paper with watercolor paper. Okay, so here I've got some watercolor paper. It's got a rough tooth to it, so don't use the smooth watercolor paper. I'd get a rough one that will be able to take the pastel when you paint it on. I'm going to use a Prussian blue because in this case I want a nice dark paper to do my landscape pastel painting. So I'm using Prussian blue, and I can adjust the color with layers of pigment. You can also vary the surface as well. I could use blue and merge it into red, or maybe burnt sienna also works well. Those are all colors that add impact to your pastel painting. There's really no point in using a very soft color, so I'd like it to show through in the gaps. The advantage of this method is also that the pastel paper, or rather say the watercolor paper, which is held down on this board with masking tape, will now also be stretched as the water dries. Okay, we'll have a look at that once it's dry, and I'll decide if I want to add some more pigment to it or leave it as it is. Alright, now we have the dried paper, and I can just decide if this is too dark, too light, whatever I want, and I think I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll be able to start our pastel painting on our pastel paper.